everyone, it's Danny. Welcome back to my second day of my December daily documenting. Today I am working on day 2, and this is a day where my husband and I went Christmas shopping, and they had a snow machine at our local shopping centre, so that was sort of drizzling snow from the ceiling, which is pretty cool. We have summer here. I've mentioned this before. You will know I live in Australia. I have summer during Christmas time, so it's very hot where I live. We don't get snow, obviously. We never get snow any time of year, let alone at Christmas, the hottest time of year. So this was nice. This gives me an opportunity to use some of my snowflake themed pieces that I wouldn't normally be able to use at Christmas. Well, I could use them, but it can feel a little weird. So I've used the snowflake paper from the Hey Santa collection, the 6x8 paper pad. It's all gold foiled. It's really beautiful. I have this transparency in here that has just white polka dots, which reminded me of snow. And then I have a couple of bits in this pocket. This pocket won't be part of day 2, but I'm just keeping these in here. These are from the Snow and Cocoa collection. Again, just snow themed things. And then I have the number. I also have the snowflake pack from the Snow and Cocoa set. They're kind of scattered at the moment because my daughter just stole them off me. But here we go. My thought for this day was to do some kind of snowflake cluster on the center of the transparency possibly, and then put my photos over here. I did print 2 photos, but they didn't come out very well. I'm pretty disappointed actually with the quality. You can't see the snow at all. You can see this big star, and the ceiling is white, and there was snow falling from the ceiling, but the quality of the photo is too poor to actually show any of the snow, which is pretty disappointing. So it's my daughter in the background in case you're wondering. So I'm going to print these out myself, see if they come up any better. My printer is a bit crisper. The quality is definitely better when it comes to detail. The reason I got these printed at Officeworks was because the professional photos, the ink doesn't tend to lift, whereas when I printed them out myself, they can be, like if you scratch them, the ink can come away. So I don't know whether that's my printer or my paper or just what happens with home printed photos, but this was meant to go outside the page protector, so I wanted it to be a little more robust. Unfortunately, the quality is just not good enough, so I'm going to have to print that myself. Maybe I will attach a page protector sleeve just onto the paper so that it protects the photo. That's always an idea, especially as I had a thought for this page. So as I was playing around with my snowflakes, I just had a few laid out on the page. I haven't decided yet which ones I'm going to use, but I thought maybe this light blue one. I like the teal. Really like the dark blue. So anyway, I was kind of playing around with these, and I thought that it might be fun, instead of just sticking them straight down, to put a brad through, and that way they could kind of move. I don't have to worry about them coming unstuck from the vellum, transparency rather. And yeah, I thought that might be fun. So then I thought, I don't really have many brads, but I do have a few that I bought years ago, and I remembered I had some Christmas ones that I've never ever used. So I went digging through my stash and I found them. And I've had these at least 10 years, probably longer, probably more like 12 years. I have no idea where they're from, but they're just these little metal brads. They're all glittery. There's some snowflakes, there's some silver ones, which I probably won't use, and some white ones, and they are glittery, even though it's hard to see. And I've got some Christmas trees as well, which I might use in here if I can squeeze them in somewhere, because they're really cute. But I thought the white snowflake would be perfect to go in the center. I just totally randomly remembered I had these, so I think that's a really, really fun thing to do. So, okay, Violet, we hear you. So that's where I'm at with day 2. So I'm going to flip into the sped up talk through. Okay, once I've chosen my snowflakes, I'm just going in with my paper piercing tool and piercing the center of the ones that don't already have a hole. And then I'm just taking my little Amy Tangerine hole piercing tool just to make the hole a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to stack them all up together, get them how I like them, and then just pop my brad through. I love these little brads, they're so cute. I totally forgot I had them. So there, that is done, and now I'm just going to decide where I want to pop them on the acetate, and I'm just going to simply pierce the hole straight through the acetate, doing the same thing, and then push my brad through. Now we'll come in a minute and decide that I want to change this slightly. For now, that is just going on like that. And I'm coming in with a sticker. I just want to cover up that brad, the ugly prongs of the brad on the back there. So I'm just going to use that cute Warm Wishes pink banner sticker from the Crepe Paper Hey Santa sticker book. And now it was bothering me that the background of all those bits and pieces was showing through on that acetate, and you're kind of losing that spotty pattern. It was just a little bit too busy. You couldn't really see the snowflakes standing out too nicely. So I've just gone ahead and pulled out some plain vellum from my stash, and I'm just going to add that straight onto the back of that acetate. I was just going to pop it straight in the rings and have it just a loose piece of vellum, but yeah, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to make it all a little bit more cohesive. So we'll come in a minute and just open the rings up again and pull that out. So I was just going to here, I was thinking, oh, I kind of want to put the sticker on the back of the vellum, but then you can still see the brad through if you separate the pieces. So I've just pulled them out, and I'm just going to stick them together. So I'm going to pull that brad back through on the acetate, laying my vellum over the top of my acetate, or rather on the back of my acetate, and I'm just going to stick a little bit of adhesive where the snowflake is going to cover up. So you can see it through at the moment, but once the snowflake is back on, you won't see it. I'm trimming off that little bit of overhang, and then I'll pierce that hole again through both layers this time, and then pop my brad through both layers. So all that's really holding it together is that little bit of adhesive, but then with the brad that's extra strong holding together, and then the rings will also hold them together through that whole punch there. So that is done. I'm happy with that. I just put the sticker back on the back of the vellum, and now I'm just going through to find a few bits and pieces to decorate the page with. I'm super happy with how this whole idea turned out. So that just says let it snow. Of course, the perfect time to use that little phrase sticker, and probably one of the very few or only times I will get the chance to use that in this album. So I'm also going ahead and just going ham with the snowflake theme and using some of these puffy snowflakes from the Rosie Studio puffy stickers. They're very, very sweet. I am going to do the pocket idea with my photo on the other side. So I've just pulled out this page protector that I've already chopped up a bit to use for pockets for this project. So I am going to go through and chop it up further. And don't worry, I'll still use all those pockets that I'm trimming off. They're all still totally usable. And what I don't use as pockets, I will use for shaker pockets and things like that. So there we go. That is just a 3x4 pocket. I've trimmed off the top, so it's just an open sleeve. And I'm coming through and pulling out some more bits and pieces I want to use. So I just came across this Let's Get Cozy card from the Hey Santa paper pad. It's perfect. It's nice and neutral colors, but it's got that little pop of pink and the subtle green on it. And again, probably one of the few times I'll be able to use a cozy card on this layout. So I thought it was really perfect. I really love that I found that. A bit of a happy accident. I am just going to stick this pocket straight to the paper. You can see the adhesive through, but once the photo is inside, you don't see it, and you'll only see it if you pull the photo out. So I'm not really too worried about that. So I'm pulling out these bits. I do end up putting the two right around there. I'm going to chop this card up. I'm just going to chop the text off. So I really like the typewritten text. So I'm going to use those kind of as like tiny word strip stickers. So just trimming those off. And I do use that Hello Snow tag as well. I'm really pleased with how many snow themed bits and pieces I managed to get on this layout or on this spread. So you got to use them up when you can, right? So I'm just going to adhere those down with some tape adhesive. I do flip-flop back and forth between tape adhesive and liquid adhesive. I don't have any red line tape. I totally meant to pick some up in my last scrapbook.com order, but I forgot, and I'd never seen it in a store in my country. So I'm just going to use a liquid adhesive instead. I find it's really strong. And yeah, if anything does come unstuck, I'm going to just go back through and use something stronger in the event. So this washi tape I'm using is actually, it's one of those adhesive backed washies where it's got like a strip of adhesive and you have to peel it apart. So I'm kind of using it in place of ribbon in some places because I don't have a gold glittery ribbon. And it's actually really strongly stuck to the tape, so I'm not worried about the tape coming off. So I really wanted some more glitter as I have it on the other page. Now you can see my photo didn't print out any better than the one I had printed out. It actually is better. You can just about see it, but it's still not great. So I may go through and print that out again, have a play with it in my photo editing software, but I may just leave it. At this point, I'm just going to leave it and come back to it if it really irritates me. So I've just slipped that in, and I've slipped my tag in the back. Now it does fall down further in the pocket than the height of the tag, but the ribbon on the top is long enough that it still sticks out, so you can see something's there and you can pull it out if you want to. I'm just going through and adding my journaling on the back of the tag here with my gel pen and just my normal handwriting. You could type this in or print it out if you wanted. I just find it a little bit easier to just write it on. And I do put in some lines, and I totally muck up the bottom line. I was so annoyed with myself that I did that. I just went straight off the page. But anyway, I'm going to use my favorite trick to fix that, which is using my Uniball Signo gel pen. The broad tip in white, it works very similar to whiteout. It's a very opaque gel white ink, so I just kind of go over the top of that mistake a few times, and while you can still see it slightly afterwards, it definitely helps to disguise it a little bit, so I'm happy enough with that. You just got to let it dry because it is quite a wet ink. And that is just going to slide straight behind my photo there. And day 2 is done. Really quite simple, really understated. I just really love the simplicity of it and the soft colors and mixture of textures. I just really love it. So that is my layout finished. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.